Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the iGrow Network Jumpstart webinar. My name is Ron Pope. I'm Chief of Operations for iGrow, and I'm excited to be able to bring out our speaker here this evening, our CEO, Mr. Ted Robbins. Ted, are you with me?
Yeah, I sure am, Ron. Can you hear me okay?
I've got you, my friend. And Ted, I just want to say thank you for all the hard work and going toe to toe with us here and just really knocking things out of the park. And a lot of what we've been working on, as I was stating a moment ago, has been done behind the scenes. And I'm excited to see you roll it out and start sharing this information with people. So without further ado, Ted, thank you so much for being part of the team, and I hand it over to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Ron. And again, we are extremely excited from corporate here for many different reasons from our standpoint. And I want to really thank everyone that gets on these Jumpstart webinars, because as we go through these webinars and as we go forward, it's just really important for everyone to get good information. I know that we have a lot of new people that might be on this call tonight, so we're extremely excited. We're excited for all the things that we're working on as a team and all the support we're getting from the field for, again, many different reasons. I know that everyone's just extremely excited and jacked up about the application as far as the IT app and about all the things that have been happening here at corporate. So this just really truly gives us a fantastic platform and an opportunity to share what we're doing from corporate. So again, I want to thank those people that are returning and those people that might be new on our call this evening. So let's just go ahead and get the call kicked off here this evening. Let's start off with basically customer support and talking a little bit. And again, we're just going to go through a real high-level overview for some of the people that might be really new to this call or maybe new to our company. Customer support is very important for us. So we want to make sure that you realize that we have customer support from 7 to 10 p.m. PST, as well as Saturday from 10 to 2. It's also important to know that we also have online help. So when you're able to go and get live help, talk to real people. I know a lot of companies might just have ticketing systems that you send, you're basically responding to, not hear back for days. That's not us. We have a fantastic support system and really awesome people that really back that up from our company. And again, just if you haven't tapped into it yet, if you haven't been able to see how fantastic our support is, I really want to invite you to see what our support's really like. Next thing I want to talk about here this evening is whitelisting. Whitelisting is really important because if you're going to get emails from us that you've got and get things from the back office and from our company, it's just really important you basically go into your overall system. Some people say, I'm not getting the corporate emails and there might be an issue. There's a way to go into your particular email client, whether that be through some of the free individual services that you've got, maybe like Hotmail or Yahoo. But if you go into that system and search in that to figure out how to whitelist or add our email address, which is notice@igrowmail.com. It's here on my screen in blue. If you utilize that and put that in your whitelisting to say it's okay to get email from us, you're going to make sure that you get that email in your inbox and maybe not in your junk or whatever you have your filters for. So again, I want to welcome everyone to please try to make sure you have the right settings so you're getting all this really exciting information as our app is moving along and as the company's coming out with new updates. You really want to be in tune as to what we're doing here from corporate. And again, please forward all your emails and everything that you have to your teammates that you've got to assure that they're also informed of what's going on, and help out your teammates. Someone's asking, they're having an issue. You might say, hey, jump on the the Jumpstart webinar. They go through this every single week, and you're also going to be able to see this. Now, if you haven't been excited and you've been on these individual calls, you should be excited about this picture that I'm showing you here on the screen right now. This was just taken this weekend, and we've sent the mastermind, Mr. Lawrence, we've sent him overseas to attend a few meetings. And look at this meeting that we have here for iGrow. This is a meeting that you're seeing hundreds and hundreds of people. There's people even standing in the back because there's no place to sit that you've got for this specific event. And there's quite a few of these events. If you look down at the very bottom here that we've got of the screen, and if you're interested or have somebody that is overseas in the Asian market and want them to attend, you can basically email or contact our support, and they're more than happy to basically share these individual dates and locations. And if you're looking for more information, we can get you contacted specifically with the individual venues. But this should get you excited. If you're not excited about being in the iGrow network right now, you should be excited by looking at this individual picture and look at the size of the meetings of people that are interested in our company. I know that when I got the picture, I knew that they were booking these rooms, 1,000 people in a room, and I heard that, hey, these are going to be packed. And a lot of times, and I'm sure that other people have been to maybe meetings before, and you have, a meeting with hundreds and hundreds of seats in there, and only partial, a portion of the venue is actually booked up. But look at this room. So again, I want to reach out to everyone, and if you have not seen this individual picture, and I'm going to try to get this picture posted in your back office to share some excitement with you, so you can maybe share this with other people. But again, if this doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. But this is just from the corporate standpoint, this is the type of thing, and this is just the start. I think that once we progress over the next few months, and as we get sheer momentum, I mean, right now, the recruiting is just unbelievable for what we're seeing come in. But having that happen all over the entire world, and seeing really venues like this packed and packed and packed, I'm not sure what size of a venue we're going to have to get, but this is going to be a real exciting ride for everyone. Next thing I want to talk about is the beta release. Everyone's been saying for the IT application, when's it going to come out? When are we going to see it? When are we going to see it? Previously, the application has only been available in alpha, and it's been available only to the Founder 3000 Club. But I want to let you know that we're announcing today that on April 27th, we're actually going to take the application from alpha to beta. So you should be really excited from your standpoint to be able to, get access for this in beta. What does that mean? We've had Lawrence here on the call with us previously on the different stages of our application, and we've basically taken it from alpha, then taken it into beta, which, again, we need more testing with that application, and then the final release. So this is really where we're headed, and I know that Lawrence had a really cool screen which basically showed the evolution of this product, kind of with the stages of basically having a baby and a baby growing up into an adult. And this is really exciting to see the evolution. I know everyone's really, really, really excited. I also want to thank Steve for this image. Steve does a lot of fantastic images and graphics that you're able to see internally for our company. So I want to thank him and Ron for helping prepare not only this presentation today, but some of the graphics that you're seeing here on the screen. But I was pretty excited to get an official date for this beta release. Next thing we basically want to talk about is last week's call. Last week's call was a little bit of a challenge due to connectivity issues. We talked about some compensation enhancements and some things that we were doing to try to improve our compensation plan, knowing that we have the application fully coming out and knowing that the explosion is going to take place. And so the very first bullet item on here is I want to basically apologize from the company side, but the person who you can blame for that is me. So if you want to blame anybody for any confusion, you want to be blamed for the connectivity for last week's call. I personally apologize, and I mean that truly from my heart. We really want and intend for all these calls to go off without a hitch. We want them to be clear. We hope for them to be concise, and we just didn't feel that last week's call really conveyed that from our standpoint. So if you have anybody to blame, blame Ted. And again, really looking at the overall enhancements, what our intent last week was for is to really go out to people to get their overall suggestions, talk with a lot of people on what they thought of some of the changes that we were going to basically make to make the plan better for everyone. And we did. I think we accomplished that as far as an overall company goes. We got a lot of really good suggestions. We've spent hours and hours and hours on the phone for people. So again, I want to go out and thank everyone for their input. What we're doing now from that input is we're basically finalizing that compensation plan. We've got some really cool graphics that are going that we have with it and the presentations. We've got a really neat one-page flyer. I know a lot of people have been saying, hey, I need individual tools to go out to the field. We've got a really good one-page overview. It's a good single-page flyer that's a non-confusing presentation that I was reviewing again today that's in final stages. So again, all these great things are coming, and I want you just to tune in. We've got nothing to show you or go into detail tonight, but please stay tuned for these calls because we are going to announce what the final version is going to be, the individual tools like the cool videos and these cool handouts and the things that are going to be associated with it. But all I want to do is promise you that they're going to be fantastic. They're going to be awesome. I think you're going to love them, and just stay tuned. Next thing we want to talk about here briefly is the individual pools that we have going on. This happens to be our $200,000 prize pool. And the first event that we have is our $5,000 most paid in $15,000 prize event that we're in the middle of the stages right now. Once we have the 5,000 mark met, the person who has the most paid associates at that particular time is going to get a check for $15,000. So we're approaching that mark here very quickly from our side, so you really want to pay attention from your side as far as being able to recruit and getting into the company, because I would love to basically pay this person this $15,000. And if you look at the rest of the stages, looking at our 10,000 mark, 25,000, 50,000, we're paying up to $110,000 check. So this is an exciting race for us. Again, we call this the 50K race, and just it's another incentive on top of our compensation plan that's really, I think, going to excite people and going to be a good bonus for someone and all the leaders that are recruiting. Going to be pretty exciting for somebody. Next thing I basically want to pull up and show you is the overall webinars. We want to make sure that people are aware of a lot of these webinars, and we've recently, within the past week, have added actually recorded webinars. So if you go in your back office and you look at the individual webinars, there's multiple live webinars that we have that really are going on every single day that we have. So if you want to basically be in tune as to what's going on, you can tune in for a live webinar. You can go in and you can see a recorded webinar if it's, you can't sleep and it's 12 o'clock at night or 2 o'clock in the morning. Or if you're in another country and you say, I just can't attend one of these because of my time zone, you can go on and listen to a recorded webinar. It's really a great venue for everyone. Again, we also have roadmap webinars. So you can go in here and listen to these roadmap webinars. And again, we first recommend that you basically go through the Blitz and then the roadmap webinars. And it's just a really great way to get in tune as to what's going on with the company, how you can basically share this with other people. And again, I think it's just a really great venue for us as an overall company. But again, it's just a really good venue, and we have some really great people that are giving these webinars for all of you. So again, it's pretty exciting. Next slide we want to basically go to is what's next. Next for everyone is basically everyone needs to realize what the overall program is today. We decided to move forward, so our plan today is $49. This is for the first month and also the reoccurring month. So it's important to know that we've got this at a very, very low fee for an entry point that we have from our standpoint. You need to get your sponsor's username. You need to go to that sponsor's individual page. And you go to that by going to www.igrownet.com / and then your sponsor's username. And again, if you're having an issue and you want to know your sponsor, you can also go into customer support that you have, or just ask someone. And again, we're also really happy to, if you type into the chat box on here and you're looking to join and you can't find your sponsor and you're on this webinar, type on there that you have a question, you want to know who your individual sponsor is that you've got, you can't find them. We'll be able to help you out in the chat. We actually have some of our support team that's actually on this webinar right now. So it's really a fantastic opportunity right now that we have of being able to go in, have people get hooked in, get on the call, and we have our support people that are actually in there. I got to check on Steve, see how Steve's doing in here on the call. Let me just pull this up. See, Steve's already in there answering. I don't even have to answer a lot of these calls. I see that Steve is in here right now, and he's already answering a lot of the questions. So while you're listening to this webinar, you could be in here right now, say, I don't know who my sponsor is, and Steve would be able to get back with you that you got as to who your sponsor is or any other questions you might be having. Let's see what else we've got here. Secure your position now. It's really important for everyone to be able to act. Another thing that we'll go over next week is the Founders 3000 Club. What that is, that's an opportunity for everyone to go in if you sponsor 3 people to get a position in this club. And once this Founders 3000 Club that we have from our standpoint is basically taken care of and we have all of our members for the 3000 Club, there's not going to be any more of that. So next week I'm going to show you a really cool slide of this Founders 3000 Club that I'll pull up and I'll specially do for next week. But I really want to make sure that you're on next week's call because, again, We have really good updates and really good things that we're going to be sharing with everyone. But this Founders 3000s Club, if you realize the benefit to you as a new person that's joining and not being closed yet, and you still have the opportunity to get into that Founders 3000s Club, I think you're going to be very, very excited as to where we're going and the opportunity now, because to be able to have that. Another thing we might go into next week is maybe even some of the retail sales that are coming up that we've got on the application and different things. We also might have our rock star Lawrence be able to call in maybe from overseas. We might be able to jump on some of his excitement going into some of these pack rooms of having 1,000 people in a room and getting up in front of 1,000 people. Now, I don't know a lot of people on the line if you've had the opportunity to get up in front of 1,000 people and speak, but walking into that room and seeing that picture that I showed you earlier and seeing the amount of people that are in the room, it's really electrifying. And you see the people cheer and they're screaming and everybody wants this application. You can see why now is the perfect time for you to get into this opportunity, not only for the tools that you get for your $49 fee, which we think are fantastic training tools, but being able to get the application now. If you sponsor 3 people today, you're able to get a hold of the application, which is now in alpha, going to beta at the end of the month, but you're actually able to get a hold of that application today. So we want to basically ask everyone to go and sign up today, follow your step-by-step system. If you log into the back office, there's a step-by-step system in the back office. I think you're going to get excited. You need to get on and really invite at least one other person to be on a call like this. And again, if it isn't this call, maybe it's one of our other webinars that we have, because again, we truly believe that our webinars that we have and the people that are behind them are really excited. They really know what they're doing concerning the application and where we're at right now today. So there's a lot of help out there for you. I mean, I know a lot of companies don't offer live venues that are like this to where you're able to come on and ask questions, but everyone over here from our side, from corporate, is extremely excited. I hope you can hear some of the conviction in our voice when we talk and when we get on these calls, because we're just as excited as we hope you are too. We want you to build a relationship and have some fun. And again, we want to welcome the entire team and everyone that's on this call, all the leaders that are on this call, all the people that might be listening for the very first time on this overall call. And let's have fun. Let's be social with this. I know that we get into this. If you even go in and you read some of our policies and procedures, we like to have fun a little bit. That's the reason why I was on the call earlier in this PowerPoint, and I was showing you earlier in the PowerPoint that if you want to blame somebody, you blame me for the stuff. I mean, we don't mind sometimes laughing at ourselves and sometimes going into the overall call and basically saying, hey, we made a mistake. I'm sorry, but who the person is to blame. You can blame Ted. You can blame that Ted guy. So you can send in, again, all the suggestions, and we try to take everyone's criticism with open arms, and I appreciate everyone being on the call. But we're very excited. We're going to go ahead and end tonight's webinar. I might bring Ron. I'm not sure if you're still with me. I might bring you back on for any other comments you might have. But again, thanks for having me on tonight's call. And again, we'll see you next week.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ted, for going through that and sharing that information. And I know a lot of people are excited about the comp plan enhancements coming their way. I know some of the leaders have passed it down through their teams that there's a lot more money on the table now, and I know people are excited about that. We are working with the programmers to get that finished up and in place, and there'll be some announcements coming out more on it, as well as we'll be putting it in the back office for you guys to be able to go through and view prior to putting the new comp plan changes live. So again, it was done through consulting with industry consultants and leaders in the field, and I think that hands down, it's going to put a lot more money in your guys' pocket. So we're pretty excited about it. Ted, I appreciate all the hard work and everything that you've been doing, and working around the clock. There's very few people that I can call at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning and actually have them pick up, and you are one of those individuals. So I'm excited to be running shoulder to shoulder here with you, and definitely an amazing asset to the team. So thank you so much. I believe that your guidance and vision is going to help take iGrow Network to that next level, guys. That we're going to be that go-to company that everybody talks about. We're going to be really breaking new ground and doing things with the new back offices. The new back office that's coming. There's going to be a social back office, and just the overall future vision of this company is so bright, guys. And I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out here and spending this time with us, and Ted for again pouring your heart and soul into this company the way that you do. So with that, I think this webinar is a wrap, and make sure that you guys get over to the webinars page and start driving traffic to the Blitz and the roadmap webinars. Again, you can play them right at the top of the webinars page, and as well as we have just a whole slew of live webinars every single day with trained presenters, every one of them being volunteers. And we're just so grateful to everybody that's out there in the Associate Advisory Board and all the leaders that are out across the world right now working so extremely hard to lay the foundation so that we can roll this forward. And guys, I'm going to say this one last thing. You better be ready for explosive growth because it's coming. And we feel it, we see it, we're already feeling the pressure to getting certain things in place, and we're working extremely hard behind the scenes, and we'll be ready for it. And I just encourage each and every one of you, do not let this opportunity pass you by. Don't sit back and wait till it happens before you build, because it's already going to pass you by at that point. So make sure that you're a leader, you step up, you're communicating with your teams, and you're driving everybody. Get the excitement levels up out there, and just you guys be ready and hold on tight to the reins, because this is going to be a faster ride than what you've ever been through. And with that, guys, thank you so much for coming out. And Steve, Ted, Mike, Lawrence, just Todd, all the guys that are on the team, Vaughn, thank you so much for all your hard work. And 2015 is not just the year for iGrow Network, but it's the year for each and every one of the leaders to finally impact and change their life and develop a legacy once and for all. So with that, guys, thank you so much for coming. Have a great night.